They have 15,000 princes, $1.4 trillion in wealth, and a palace with gold-plated toilet paper dispensers. They also have secret prisons, dismembered journalists, and a crown prince who locked his own cousins in a Ritz-Carlton until they paid billions in ransom. This is a House of Saud, the richest, most powerful, and most dangerous royal family on earth. And they own the oil that runs your car, the art that hangs in museums, and the weapons that are bombing Yemen right now. The House of Saud traces its origins to 1727, when Mohammed bin Saud forged an alliance with the religious reformer Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab in the desert settlement of Darija. This was not merely a political arrangement. It was a covenant that would define Saudi Arabia forever. The Al Saud family would provide the political and military power. The Wahhabi clerics would provide the religious legitimacy. Together, they would conquer the Arabian Peninsula in the name of a puritanical interpretation of Islam that would become the ideological foundation of the modern Saudi state. The first Saudi state was destroyed by Ottoman forces in 1818, but the family endured through cycles of rise and fall, infighting and exile, until Abdulaziz ibn Saud, the modern founder, recaptured Riyadh in 1902 and spent the next 3 decades unifying the peninsula through a combination of tribal diplomacy, strategic marriages, and brutal military campaigns. In 1932, he declared the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, naming himself king and his family the eternal rulers of the land. For the first decades, the House of Saud was relatively poor. The family controlled vast desert territories, but wealth was measured in camels and date palms, not dollars. That changed forever in 1937, when American surveyors discovered oil near Dammam, the largest oil reserves ever found on Earth. The discovery transformed the kingdom overnight. By 1950, Saudi Aramco was pumping millions of barrels daily, and the revenue flowing into the royal treasury was unlike anything the world had ever seen. Ibn Saud had fathered dozens of children through multiple wives, a deliberate strategy to bind the kingdom's tribes through blood, and each of his descendants was granted the title of prince or princess. Today, the House of Saud comprises approximately 15,000 members, though real power and wealth are concentrated among roughly 2,000 of them. Some estimates place the royal family's net worth at $1.4 trillion, making them not just the richest royal family alive, but the wealthiest family in recorded human history, 16 times richer than the British royal family. But this unimaginable wealth came with unimaginable cruelty. The Saudi state is an absolute monarchy where all legislative, executive, and judicial power rests with the king. There are no elections, no political parties, no independent judiciary. The regime has been consistently ranked among the worst of the worst in Freedom House's annual survey of political and civil rights, and in 2023, it was named the world's most authoritarian regime. The government employs sophisticated public relations firms like Corvus MSL Group to whitewash its record, but the reality on the ground is stark. Political dissidents are imprisoned, tortured, and executed. Women who campaigned for the right to drive were jailed and allegedly subjected to electric shocks and sexual assault. Journalists who criticize the regime are hunted across borders. The most chilling example came in October 2018, when Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi was lured to the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, murdered, and dismembered with a bone saw by a team of operatives with direct links to Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The CIA concluded with high confidence that MBS had ordered the killing. The Crown Prince denied it, then admitted it happened, but claimed it was a rogue operation. The world watched in horror as details emerged of the 15-man hit squad, the audio recordings of the killing, and the body parts that were never found. Yet the oil kept flowing, the weapons deals kept happening, and MBS remained in power. The Crown Prince himself embodies the contradictions of modern Saudi Arabia. He has spent hundreds of millions on personal luxuries. For $150.3 million for Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi painting, $300 million for a French chateau called the world's most expensive home, and a super yacht worth $500 million. He has also launched Vision 2030, an ambitious plan to diversify the Saudi economy beyond oil, allowing women to drive, opening movie theaters, and courting Western investment with futuristic projects like NEOM, a $500 billion planned city. But behind the modernization is a reign of terror. In 2017, MBS ordered the arrest of hundreds of princes, ministers, and businessmen, locking them in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Riyadh. The official narrative was an anti-corruption crackdown. The reality was a shakedown. Detainees were allegedly tortured, hung upside down, and beaten until they agreed to hand over billions in assets. Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, once the richest man in the Arab world, was held for 83 days and reportedly paid $6 billion for his freedom. MBS's own mother, according to reports, was placed under house arrest and hidden from his father to prevent her from influencing the king against her son's power grab. The family has also been accused of using its wealth to fuel war and destabilization. Saudi Arabia is the world's largest arms importer, spending tens of billions annually on weapons from the United States, the United Kingdom, and other Western powers. Since 2015, the kingdom has led a military coalition in Yemen that has killed over 100,000 people, displaced millions, and created the world's worst humanitarian crisis, with children starving, cholera spreading, and schools and hospitals bombed by Saudi airstrikes. The coalition has been accused of war crimes by human rights organizations, yet the arms sales continue because the oil keeps flowing and the checks keep clearing. The extravagance of the royal family is legendary and grotesque. Princes have been known to spend $30 million per month on luxury lifestyles, palaces, private jets, super yachts, and fleets of cars. One prince reportedly spent $600 million on a single yacht, gold-plated tissue dispensers, furniture made of solid gold, and bathrooms with gold fixtures are standard in royal residences. When MBS was asked about his spending, he replied, "I'm a rich person and not a poor person. I'm not Gandhi or Mandela. I'm a member of the ruling family that existed for hundreds of years before the founding of Saudi Arabia. It was a statement of entitlement, so brazen it bordered on parody, and it was absolutely true. The House of Saud has survived for nearly 3 centuries through a ruthless combination of religious legitimacy, tribal alliances, oil wealth, and Western geopolitical support. They have outlasted empires, revolutions, and the Arab Spring. They have bought silence from allies, crushed the Senate home, and transformed a desert kingdom into a global power broker. But the contradictions are deepening. A young population that watches the world through social media, an economy still dependent on oil in an era of climate change, and a crown prince whose modernization is inseparable from his brutality. The next time you fill your car with gas, remember, a portion of that money flows to a family that dismembers journalists, bombs children, and locks its own cousins in luxury hotels until they pay ransom. The House of Saud is not just a royal family. It is a $1.4 trillion empire built on black gold, maintained by fear, and defended by the most powerful weapons money can buy. And they are not going anywhere.